Hi, and welcome back to another crochet stitch tutorial. Today I'm going to teach you a modern corner to corner or C2C crochet stitch that is super easy to work using my new Aura baby blanket pattern, which I've linked to in the description below this video. So this blanket is constructed using a corner to corner crochet stitch, which just means that you're working diagonally. So you're going to start to work the blanket with just one stitch at one corner and build it up into a right angle triangle. And we'll do this by increasing stitches at both the beginning and end of each row until we reach the widest point. Then we'll decrease on one side to maintain the width and continue increasing on the other side to grow the length. Once the blanket reaches the length we want, we'll decrease on both ends to taper back down to the opposite corner. Before jumping into the stitch pattern, I'll quickly go over the materials that you'll need if you're following along to make the Aura baby blanket. And if I'm going too fast, don't worry, I've listed all of the materials in the free pattern as well as in the video description with links. To begin, you'll need some worsted weight yarn in 4 colors. I use Premier Anti-Pilling worsted weight yarn, and I use 4 skeins for my main color and then about 2/3 of a skein of each of the 3 accent colors. You'll also need a size J or 10mm crochet hook, a pair of scissors to cut the yarn ends, and a tapestry needle to weave them in. Okay, let's get started with the first section of our blanket, which, if you remember, is where we grow it on both ends. Begin by making a slip knot and placing it on your hook. And if you're totally new to crochet, check out my Intro to Crochet playlist where I go over the basics. I'm not going to cover them here to keep the video short and to the point. Then chain 3, and for the first row, we're going to join to the first chain we made, which is the 3rd chain from the hook, with a half double crochet stitch. To make a half double crochet, we're going to wrap the yarn around the hook and insert it into the chain and then pull up a loop. Then you're going to wrap the yarn around your hook again and pull it through the remaining loops on the hook. So once you've completed the half double crochet stitch, the first row is complete, you have 1 stitch, and then we're going to chain 2 and turn to begin the second row. So you'll notice that by crocheting into the 3rd chain from the hook in row 1, we created a space with the chains. And this is referred to as a chain space when you're reading crochet patterns. For row 2, what we're going to do is work 3 half double crochet stitches into this chain space. So to make the first half double crochet, we'll wrap the yarn around the hook and insert it into the chain space and pull up a loop. Then we're going to yarn over and pull through the remaining loops on the hook and repeat that 2 more times. And that's it. We now have increased from 1 stitch to 3 stitches. And we can chain 2 to begin row 3. Okay, row 3 is where the fun begins. There are a couple of things happening in this row. First, we're going to need to continue to increase stitches to grow the triangle. And we're going to do this by working an extra stitch into each end of the row. Second, we're going to work between stitches instead of into the tops like you normally would. And this creates a woven thick fabric, which is great for cozy blankets. So we'll begin by working a half double crochet right into the space between the first 2 stitches. Then we'll work 1 more half double crochet stitch right into the same space to add an extra stitch at this end. Now we'll work just 1 half double crochet into the space between the next 2 half double crochet stitches, because this is the middle of the row. So we're not increasing in the middle, just at the ends. And then when we reach the last space between 2 stitches, which is the space between the second last stitch and the last stitch, we're going to work 2 half double crochets again right into that space. So we've increased by 1 half double crochet on each end of this row, and we end up with 5 half double crochets total. Now we can chain 2 and begin row 4. Row 4 is very similar to row 3. We'll begin by making 2 half double crochet stitches into the space between the first 2 stitches, just like we did in row 3. So we're adding an extra stitch at the beginning of the row. Now there are more stitches before we reach the last space, which is between the last stitch and the turning chain from the beginning of the previous row. So in each of these spaces, we're going to work 1 half double crochet because we don't want to increase in the middle of the row. We only want to increase on the ends. So we'll work 1 half double crochet into each space between stitches until we reach that very last space. Then we'll work 2 half double crochets into the last space to add a stitch at the end of the row. So we're adding 1 stitch at the beginning of the row and 1 stitch at the end of the row. And this will create a right angle triangle. And we're going to repeat this row until we have 58 rows if you're following my pattern. But if you're just making a blanket and you want to make it bigger or smaller, you can keep going until each side of the right angle triangle measures the width of the blanket you want, not the length. So how wide you want it to be. And then once you reach that point, we'll begin decreasing on one end so that we can keep increasing on the other end to keep growing the length, but keeping the width the same. One thing I want to cover before we move on is how to change colors. If you're following my pattern or even just doing your own thing and want to add some stripes or a block of color, then you're probably wondering about the best way to do this. And my favorite way to change colors when starting a new row with a new color is to finish the last stitch of the previous row with a new yarn. So when you get to that last part of the final half double crochet, before you pull through the remaining loops on the hook, you want to drop the yarn of your old color and then grab your new strand of yarn with the new color and pull it through the loops to create a seamless transition. Then grab your scissors and cut the old yarn, leaving a tail long enough so that you can easily weave it in at the end. And then that's it. You can chain 2 with the new color and start your new row. And you won't be able to see a visible color change. And now that you know how to grow your blanket width and change colors seamlessly, I'll show you how to stop increasing the width while still growing the length so that you don't end up with a square blanket. And if you're following my pattern, your work should look like this at the end of row 58. Now we're going to continue to increase at the beginning of the row just like we were before. We'll work 2 half double crochets into the space between the first 2 stitches. And then 1 half double crochet into all of the remaining spaces until we reach the end of the row. When we reach the end of the row, instead of working 2 half double crochets into that last space, we're going to work 1 stitch. We're not decreasing at the end of this row. So the stitch count will increase by 1 because you had added a stitch at the beginning of this row. Then we'll chain 2, turn, and skip the first 2 spaces. The reason we're skipping 2 spaces instead of 1 is because we didn't skip a space at the end of the last row in order to create a cleaner edge, which will come in handy when crocheting the border. But we still need to account for that stitch in this row. One of the skip spaces counts for the space we should have skipped at the end of the previous row, and the other is for the beginning of this row. So that's 2 stitches, 1 for each row. We'll work the first half double crochet into the 3rd space. And you can see that by decreasing stitches at this end, we're making a right angle turn in the fabric. So the overall stitch count should remain the same for this section of the blanket. While you're growing the length, the width is remaining the same. So I'm going to work my way down the row and then show you how to finish off this row. Now this side of the blanket is the side of the blanket that we're increasing on. This is where we're growing the length. So we're going to increase in our last stitch here by adding an extra stitch in that last space, just like we had been when we were growing the right angle triangle at the very beginning. We'll work 2 stitches into this last space, and I'm just changing colors here because it's time for a color change for the pattern. So don't mind that part, but basically it's just the same. You're increasing by 1 extra stitch at the end of this side. And then chain 2, turn, and then make another extra stitch at the beginning of the next row, because this is the long side of the blanket and the other side is the width side. So you're increasing by 1 stitch per row on one side and decreasing by 1 stitch per row on the other side until your blanket reaches the length that you want it to be. And then at that point, you're going to decrease on both sides. And that will bring the blanket in to that single point again. After a few rows, your blanket will look something like this. So we've increased the length a bit without growing the width. And now we're ready to decrease on both ends. We'll begin this final section on row 73. If you're not following the pattern, you want to begin the section on an odd numbered row or on the side where you were previously growing the length. Instead of working 2 half double crochets into the first space, we're just going to work 1. And then we'll continue to work 1 half double crochet in each space between stitches until we reach the end of the row. So the stitch count isn't changing on this row at all. We're just setting up for the next row, which is the row that'll be repeated for the rest of the blanket to decrease stitches on both ends. When we reach the end of the row, we'll work 1 half double crochet into that final space, chain 2, and turn. And now we're at the row that we're going to repeat for the remainder of the blanket. So we're going to skip the first 2 spaces to account for the space that we hadn't skipped at the end of the last row. And then we're going to work 1 half double crochet into each space all the way down the row. And at the end of the row, just work 1 half double crochet into the final stitch. Chain 2, turn, and repeat. So we'll skip the first 2 spaces, remember, and then work a half double crochet in each space for the rest of the row. And that's how you decrease on both sides. You're just going to keep repeating this row until you eventually end up with just 3 stitches remaining. And when you're finally down to 3 stitches plus the turning chain from the row below, skip the first 2 spaces just like you have been, and then work the final half double crochet stitch into the last space, which is between the last half double crochet and the turning chain. So that's our final row. We have 1 half double crochet. That's it. You're done crocheting the blanket. Haha, just kidding. You know I wouldn't leave you without showing you how to add a border. This blanket doesn't necessarily need a border, but adding one will definitely make it look more polished. So we're going to chain 1 and turn the blanket so that we can crochet along the first edge. We're going to add a simple single crochet border. And the rule of thumb for single crochet borders is to work 1 single crochet into the side of each row if the row was worked with single crochet stitches, and 2 single crochets into the side of each row if the row was worked with double crochet stitches since the rows are taller. But since we used half double crochets, our row height is somewhere in the middle. So what we're going to do is just alternate between 1 and 2 single crochet stitches for each row. I'm going to work 2 single crochet stitches first. And then 1 single crochet into the side of the next row. and then 2 single crochets, followed by 1 single crochet. And of course, you can add more or less stitches as you go if you feel like things aren't looking right. This is just a rule of thumb, and crochet is not rocket science. But from my experience, this method has yet to fail me. See how the edge isn't bunching in from too few stitches or ruffling out from too many. It's sitting nice and flat, and that's what you want. When you reach the last space of each side, you're going to have to work some extra stitches for the turn. So we're going to work an extra single crochet right back into that space. Now we have 2 single crochets, chain 2, and then work 2 more single crochet stitches into the space again before working down the next side. And we need to add these extra stitches so that the corners turn nicely and don't bunch inwards. So I'm adding my last single crochet right here. And this is what the corner looks like. We have a sharp right angle, and then the chain 2 space will count as the corner stitch on the next round. So continue crocheting around the perimeter of your blanket until you reach the last corner before the starting point. And when you reach the last space of the first border round, work 2 single crochet stitches into the space. And I know I'm going to hear it in the comments that I only worked 1 single crochet here, and that's because I forgot to add the second one when I was recording the video while I was crocheting my border. I like to record the video first and then do voiceover so that I don't ramble and confuse you guys. But in this case, I made a mistake, and crochet is forgiving. Like I said before, is not rocket science, and it wasn't noticeable in the end. But yes, work 2 single crochet stitches, chain 2, and then join to that first single crochet stitch of the round with a slip stitch. Then you're going to chain 1 and single crochet right back into that single crochet stitch, and work around the perimeter again, but this time you're single crocheting into single crochet stitches. So it's much easier to decide where you're going to place your stitches. And now you can work as many rounds as you want for however thick you want your border to be. So I worked a total of 3 rounds for my border, but you can make yours thicker if you want, or you could make this your final round. So when you reach the end of each side, you're going to single crochet into the last single crochet stitch of the edge. And then you're going to work a single crochet, chain 2, single crochet into that chain 2 space that's right at that corner before working into the first single crochet of the next side. And that's it. Continue single crocheting into each single crochet stitch all the way around and work as many rounds as you like. I worked 3 rounds total, including the first round for my blanket, but that's because I was running out of yarn. It's totally up to you, whatever you think looks best. And look at that pretty corner. Don't forget to work the single crochet, chain 2, single crochet into those corner chain 2 spaces when you reach them, or you won't have enough fabric for those turns and your corners will bunch inwards and look tight. And when you reach the end of the final round, single crochet, chain 2 into that last corner chain 2 space, and then finally join to the first single crochet of the round with a slip stitch. So now you want to cut the yarn, leaving a long enough tail to weave in the ends. And then pull that tail through the loop to secure it. That's it. Now you just have to weave in all of your loose ends if you haven't already done so, and enjoy your new blanket. Thanks for watching my video. I'd love to hear how your blanket turned out, so let me know in the comments. And please like the video and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already done so. That way you can be the first to know as soon as I share more tutorials just like this one. Bye for now.